Again, it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Good morning, tankers. Good to see you all. Welcome to the Think Tank. So JLR is back live on location and, of course, has given us permission to join him. So we're going to do exactly that. I'm going to minimize myself and bring up JLR, who's just been there for a short time. All right, here we go.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 15 years old, boots on the ground here in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. I am on Long Hollow Pike, just down the street from where the Proudfoots live. Christopher and Katie Proudfoot, the mother of Sebastian, who reported Sebastian missing during the early morning hours of February 26, 2023. This is I-65 right here. And here is Long Hollow Pike. And this Long Hollow Pike goes this way. And a few miles this way is where the Proudfoots live. This road right here, this pike, is where authorities for the last couple of days on Wednesday and Thursday were searching all along Long Hollow Pike. But we're going to talk about this area. Folks. Come on in. The reason why I want to talk about this area is this area here. And a lot of people think Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot are involved with the disappearance of Sebastian. A lot of people wonder about whether Chris Proudfoot had an alibi or not, right? People want to know, hey, Chris was in Memphis, which if you go down 65, you connect to I-40, and then you go out to Memphis. About a three and a half hour drive, right? When Chris Proudfoot takes those trips, the most likely place he comes through to return from the Proudfoot home and from his work is this location here, this intersection here, right? The interstate here, come off the interstate, and then go down to the Proudfoot home. You go through some lights here, traffic lights, some businesses around here, and then eventually make it to the Proudfoot home. The question I have is, and I want to show you first off where I am on the map, so you know. Right on the Proudfoot home, you see it's not far from here. It's on this road. The question is, does Chris have an alibi or not? Doesn't seem like he took a polygraph yet. But if he has an alibi, or doesn't, and where was Chris Proudfoot really on the 25th into the 26th? Where was he really? Did he come back to the location? And if he did, Goodlettsville fire guy just gave me the thumbs up. They see. A Goodlettsville fire person just drove by and honked and gave you a thumbs up. A lot of residents around here appreciate JLR Investigates in this area, bringing awareness to Sebastian. But let me spin the camera around because, my first thought was, okay, well, if Proudfoot takes this location to and from his home to go to work, he would be seen on surveillance, some sort of surveillance, right? But it doesn't look like in this area there's actually cameras on surveillance. Hello? Another one wave. Maybe they just want to be on TV. Okay, so that way takes you to Nashville. So, there is other ways to get to the Proudfoot house, but this is probably the most logical way to the Proudfoot's home from Memphis. So imagine Chris normally returning from work, right? He works at St. Jude's Hospital. Goes off and on. Sometimes he stays there. He said he stayed there since the beginning of February. He vows that he never returned home until Sebastian was reported missing by Chris and by Katie, both together on a phone call. Didn't call 911, called authorities directly, which is strange in itself. But normally, most likely, Chris Proudfoot would come down this ramp here. He'd come down this ramp here, stop at this stoplight here, whether it's green or red, and then go this way, and then go to his home. It's the most logical way. There's other ways you could turn. You go a little south, you go that way into Hendersonville, but that's a longer route. It's probably most likely that he comes this way home from work, and it's probably most likely that when he goes to work, he comes down this road right here, turns right there on the exit to I-65 South, and then goes south, and then right down by Nashville, connects to 40, and then takes you to all the way to Memphis, which is a long wooded route, by the way, wooded route. So you got this intersection here, cars coming in, you make a right. I don't see any surveillance. I don't see any surveillance at all on these lights here. So I don't know if authorities, if they're really doing no stone left unturned, would they be able to know if Chris Proudfoot for sure went through here or not? So once you turn, you got some businesses around here. You got the Dollar Corporation. You got the Red Roof Inn, Crackle Barrel. How's the reception out here? Is the reception okay? Do we have good reception? Perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It is cold out here this morning. It is the mid-30s. It's crisp. Actually feels good, though. Sun is out. So let's get into the mind of Chris Proudfoot. Been making a lot of weird statements online since this incident occurred. Says he took a polygraph and passed. Him and Katie. Ends up only Katie took a polygraph, according to them. He's now, seems like there's rumors that he might take a polygraph. Don't know. Nancy Grace has been trying to reach out to him to take a polygraph. So you got the Crackle Barrel. I'm on a sidewalk, so I'll be all right with traffic. All right, so I'm going to tell you a story. Me and Magnolia were eating at a restaurant last night in the area. After we were covering the case yesterday. Eating, talking about this case amongst one another, discussing what is going to be shared today. Waiter brings a check. And a woman comes by, taps me on the shoulder, and says, "I got you," on me. And I'm like, whoa. And she walks away. She paid the bill. And I was like, whoa. So I saw her go down and take a seat. So I was like, let's go over and just say thank you. I'm not going to identify who this person is. This person is a friend of the Proudfoots. And said, we appreciate you guys for what you're doing. Keep digging. And then we talked. And a lot of stuff we talked about, I don't want to share. But I got some insight about the Proudfoots. The true story. Magnolia can vouch for that. That was wild. I did not expect a family friend of the Proudfoots to buy us dinner. So, true story. Even the Proudfoots, some of the Proudfoots friends think they're involved. But in fairness, they were shocked to the core to hear all these stuff the Proudfoots are involved with and who they are as a person, because they did not know that on the surface. They did not know that on the surface. They said Proudfoots were actually good people, nice people on the surface. But, you know, it shows that you never know what goes on behind closed doors with people. They could have a perception of being one of the nicest people in the world. They can be kind and generous on the surface. But behind that door, oh man, there's skeletons and all kinds of craziness. Because, you know, we've been hearing a lot about the Proudfoots behind closed doors and stuff. A lot of one-sided stuff. Wish the Proudfoots would come out and rebut what is being said about them. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But their own friends think they're involved and says, keep digging. So keep digging. So I am here for people that just jumped on Goodlettsville, Tennessee. This is Long Hollow Pike. And if Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, or anyone would go back and forth to Memphis, they would most likely take this way, a few miles this way. I'll tell you the exact mileage from this location to the Proudfoot's home. I'll actually put it in my map. It's 5.9 miles. I am 5.7 miles away from the Proudfoot's home. That is Stafford. About the distance it was from Texas Roadhouse to Katie Proudfoot's home after they went to Texas Roadhouse. But I just want to share this because a lot of people are wondering about this particular area. See the sign there, Nashville, Louisville, I-65. I-65. So we're going to move on. We're going to go forward. There's an Exxon 7-Eleven here. There's an Exxon 7-Eleven here. Looks like there's a gas station called Mapco. But here you get this intersection here. This way will take you to Hendersonville. I do not see surveillance cameras on these lights or on these traffic lights at all. Yes, they were searching along Long Hollow Pike up there. Once you get past these few intersections, it turns into rural. It turns into woods. I don't know if that is one or what. That just looks like a light. Somebody asked, what about this right here? That looks like a light. But there's no surveillance here, it doesn't look like, at this intersection. Now, gas stations could have one facing out. And a lot of times authorities, do that, of businesses facing, the road. Here, we'll cross. There's the police. So you got a McDonald's, Mapco. You got S. Mattel, Goodlettsville. I don't know what that is over there. Got a Mapco. They got two Mapcos across the street from one another. That's interesting. You ever see two of the gas stations across the street from one another? This one and this one. It's pretty wild. Got a Quality Inn, Arby's, Waffle House. This way. Yeah, no cameras at the intersection in the woods. Waffle House, Quality Inn, Arby's. They're 65. It's busy out here. You see it. There's a lot of cars out here. See? Long hollow pipe. Long hollow pipe. So you got a McDonald's, a Mapco. I'm wondering if authorities have plucked any of these people's surveillance to see if anything odd. Not only that, folks, not only that, but if Katie thinks that Sebastian wandered off in the middle of the night, and Katie has emphasized that someone might have Sebastian, has authorities checked these cameras around here to see if any unusual vehicles or vehicles that drove during the early morning hours before 6 a.m. The early morning hours of February 26th. Wendy's. I'll take you up there to where the wood starts so we can see. KFC. You got a Baymont Hotel. You got a restaurant here that is shut down. That looks like an old IHOP. Doesn't look like an IHOP. Here's another restaurant shut down. Got a KFC. All right, so another intersection. This is North Creek Boulevard. North Creek Boulevard. Nothing. No surveillance on these street lights. No surveillance on these street lights. Taco Bell. I don't see any surveillance. What is this? Let's examine what this is up here. We're going to investigate a little bit. I saw this, but I don't think this is any surveillance at all. No. Welcome to Goodlettsville. That looks just like, yeah, there's nothing. So there's no street surveillance here at this location. So thus far, we passed through 1, 2, 3 traffic lights going towards the Proudfoot's house. And haven't seen any surveillance. Taco Bell. Now we got I guess a Kroger gas station. Kroger. Yep, Kroger gas station. Now they got surveillance on the gas station pumps, but probably facing the pumps only. They got them facing the pumps only, not out on the street. But I'm sure some of these businesses along here up to 65 have some sort of surveillance that's facing out on the road. You could bet. Facing out. Some of them must have. Has authority reviewed that? No stone left unturned, right? Kroger has cameras. See, their gas station pumps have cameras, but they're facing, it looks like they're facing in. I am on Long Hollow Pike, everyone, about 5 miles away from the Proudfoot's home. I am west of the Proudfoot's home. on Long Hollow Pike, and right where the intersection of 65 is. So this what, and here's what's interesting too. This right here is the county line. This right up here is the county line. It says right up here, Sumner County. So we're entering Sumner County. So Goodlettsville itself is really, I don't know what county this is. I'll go on the other side and see what county. Does anyone know what county I'm in right now? But this is the entrance to Sumner County. Separated by the creek. Hello. He said hello. JLR, what's up, buddy? So you have Sumner County right here, the beginning of Sumner County. Right here, they're separated by the creek. Yep, you guys are right. Davidson County, look. Welcome to Davidson County. All right, so that's Davidson County. We are now in Sumner County. Now in Sumner County. Well, this beautiful creek. Here's another thing, folks. Here's another thing. Between the Proudfoot's home down the street here and all the way to Memphis where Chris Proudfoot worked, Sebastian could be anywhere, off the roads, somewhere in a creek. Somewhere in a creek. It is the needle in the haystack, but anyone that's out there that is, hiking, nature walking, walking their dogs, going around the areas, just keep a lookout. Along these creek beds. Seriously. Along the creek beds. Now I want to go up here to this stoplight up here. Oh, there's so many nice people in this area. It is nice. Lazy Cat, it is nice to see nice people in here. There has been so many people that have said hi to me in this area and watched JLR Investigates and care about Sebastian. A lot of locals here care about Sebastian. I think one of the goals is to continue to bring awareness so more people become aware of Sebastian. I haven't ran across anyone that has been mean or mean-spirited. Another one honked and waved. So I just want to go up to this. There's a couple more lights up here. So we're probably reaching now about under 5 miles to the Proudfoot's home. This is Long Hollow Pike. But this also gives you a general idea of the terrain and these areas here. This is the most likely intersection type area town that the Proudfoots pass by on a regular basis to do things. Or people centered around the Proudfoots. Goodlettsville. But it looks like the creek, we are now in Sumner County. Looks like this is leaving Goodlettsville. Definitely leaving Goodlettsville up here. Well, someone said, did Sebastian walk to school? And, you know, I think they might have thought that possibility that he left out on school on his own. They searched extensively along this road here. Authorities. Like, we're talking searches that were grid searches, searches where they had dogs, searches where they had four-wheel drive vehicles, trained professionals searching. I haven't seen any flyers around here. Someone asked, is there flyers? But we haven't actually went into the businesses. We've just been walking along the sidewalk. I'm sure some have. People have told me they have handed out hundreds, if not thousands, of flyers in the general area. And I'm assuming this would be also the area. So this is Caldwell Drive. We're now on Caldwell. And at this intersection, again, I don't see any surveillance. We got a Walgreens. We got Volunteer State Bank. They still have the signs, though, that say Goodlettsville. Even though we're in another county now. They got a Bojangles. We got a Bojangles. Nothing. No surveillance. Nothing. Oh, wow, they got Publix here. I didn't even know they had Publix here. Thought that was a Florida thing. Walgreens. There is probably a 1,000,000,000% chance that Chris Proudfoot passes through this area on a regular basis when he goes to work. There's a 1,000,000,000% chance. Every time? No, not necessarily every time. But the majority of the time, I would say there's 100% chance. 100% of the time, or not, probably about 80% of the time, that he would pass through here, unless he's returning to his home, going through the south and up through Hendersonville. But this is the most quickest and logical way, and it connects right to where he lives. So I said, what is above the pole? People are like, look on the... Somebody said I missed the camera. Where's the camera? People are saying you missed the camera. on the corner. So we're going to go back to the corner. Tell me to go. Do I go left or do I go right? Tell me where to go. Straight ahead on the left. People said that's right there. Are we talking about right there? I don't think this is a camera. I think it's an empty light. But who knows? I don't know. Is it a camera? That's a light without bulb, folks. That's what it looks like. But people are saying it could be a camera. I don't know. There was one of them. There was one of them on the other street, too. Could be, though. I mean, I don't know. It looks like to me it's a light bulb. A light without a bulb. What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Thank you, Southern Bell 356. Thank you, Southern Bell. Thank you for the support. We're out here bringing awareness to Sebastian. We're out here trying to understand the terrain, the area, the possible escape routes. You know, was Sebastian put in a vehicle and taken somewhere? If he was, these are the type of places where he could have crossed in a vehicle. Whoever's involved with this, if someone is involved, they would have to be seen on one of these cameras. Their vehicle. Who was in the car? Maybe there's license plate readers around here. So this looks like the last one in the town, the last traffic light. Now there's a traffic light near the Proudfoot's home, a little bit to the west of their home on Long Hollow. This looks like it's a Loretta Road, Loretta Drive, Loretta Drive. Thank you, Gerda. Thank you, Gerda D, with the love and respect from the Netherlands. We have the Netherlands watching, folks. Sebastian's face is reaching the Netherlands, folks. People from the Netherlands are watching. That's important. Make Sebastian global. Make Sebastian global. Make his face out there across the globe, because he's out there somewhere. And the whole world, not just local, but the whole world is watching. Where's everyone from? Case in point, where is everyone from? Drop where you're from. I bet a lot of you are not even from Tennessee watching, caring. South Africa, see what I'm saying? Long Island, New York, London, California, Tennessee, New Jersey, UK, Ohio, Pennsylvania, England, Sweden, See what I mean? See what I mean, folks? This goes far. This goes farther than Sumner County. This is a global case. A global case. You guys care. You guys want answers. Amsterdam. Miles and miles. See what I mean? See what I mean, folks? We also got locals in the house. Locals that care. Locals. So the Proudfoot should be watching this. They should be watching this and knowing that people from around the world, around the country, want to know what happened to Sebastian. So that looks like that's the last one, folks. And once you reach past here, now you're starting to get into wooded terrain. Now you're starting to get into houses more spread out. Rural area. Still got a sidewalk. I didn't even know there was a place around here called the White House. White House, Tennessee. I thought that was interesting. White House, Tennessee. Somebody said they are watching the YouTube creators. Trust me. Best believe. We got South Korea in the house. Yes, a lot of people watching. Jackson Road. Somebody said Jackson Road. Please watch. Now, let me show you what the intent is on JLR Investigates. We're going to show you different angles and different scenarios close to the Proudfoot's home, particularly from Texas Roadhouse to the Proudfoot's home. We're going to show you areas of interest. There's some creeks and rivers and off roads between Texas Roadhouse and the Proudfoot's home. There's also locations between the Proudfoot's home and Gallatin, rural areas. And the goal is here is to show you and give you perspective. I hope that law enforcement, since they were out here on this road for 2 days, the second go around, I hope they start searching those areas, right? Because the question is, was Sebastian really dropped off that night with Katie at their home? Did they return home from Texas Roadhouse? A lot of people say no. A lot of locals here that are close in that neighborhood say no. What are authorities saying? Can authorities 100% come out with certainty and say Sebastian and Katie returned home on the night of 25th after eating at Texas Roadhouse? But say Sebastian did return home. Then what from that point? How does a kid just vanish? How does a kid just vanish in this area? It could be anywhere around here. Do you think he's farther out? Do you think he's left the state? Do you think Sebastian is gone out of state? There's some people think Alaska. I'm not so sure about the Alaska, but people think that. And we've discussed what people think. People think Memphis. People think Yogi Bear Campground, the campgrounds in northern Mississippi where Proudfoot stay. People think Sebastian could be around Gallatin, near the Bower Sox. Chris Proudfoot's grandparents. A lot of speculation. FBI's involved, Secret Service is involved, Sumner County Sheriffs are involved, TBI are involved, local emergency management people are involved. Other agencies they haven't been identified are involved. According to the sheriff's office, multiple agency aspect. You had Kentucky individuals involved when they were searching a landfill in Kentucky in reference to the trash from the next neighborhood being dumped there at the landfill. What about the landfills that come out of the, the trash? Where did the trash go from the Proudfoots? I heard some landfills in Gallatin at the Sumner County landfill. What about there? Has that place been searched? Has the Sumner County landfill been searched? Is this foul play? Is this a runaway? Is this a hoax? Is this trickery? Is this a kidnapping? What is this? People want to know. Who knows? Who knows? Does Katie know? Does Chris know? Does Seth know? Does the Bauer Sox know? Do friends of the family know? Do any of the family members know? Does anyone know? Who knows? Who knows? Caves, outhouses, sheds, drainage ditches, pipes. Where is Sebastian? Rose even goes to say that all of them failed Sebastian. All of them. All of them. Keep your comments coming. So this is Bethel Baptist Church. We're going to stop here at this location here. But this going forward here, that will take you to the Proudfoot's home. This is pretty much the terrain moving forward from this location here. I just left Goodlettsville. In the distance, you can see I-65. Proudfoot definitely passes through here regularly to go to work. And Katie and Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot most likely come through this direction if they want to head west. If they want to go to Nashville, they are most likely coming past this area here. Sebastian Rogers remains missing. JLR boots on the ground. Hopefully I gave you some sort of insight so you can give a perspective of what it looks like. You know, this is probably the closest town to the Proudfoots. They live in Hendersonville, but they really live north of Hendersonville in a place called Shackle Island. This is probably the closest town to where they live. They could head south from their location up the road and head south to Hendersonville. But this seems like this is the closest town to where they live, just to the west, just right off of I-65. Boots on the ground. So I'll be out here covering, doing more, giving you guys more visuals, boots on the ground perspective. So stay tuned. JLR investigates. Let me know what you think about this particular segment. Going to go check out this rally later on today. There's supposed to be some rally going on right near Texas Roadhouse, where Katie was with Sebastian on the night of the 25th, the evening, probably around 6-ish. But today at 12 noon by the movie theater at the entrance right in that shopping center, there's going to be a rally. I'm going to go check it out, see who's there, who's showing. I think some media is going to be there. So we'll go see what's going on there. But I am in the area, boots on the ground. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. Let me know what you think. JLR investigates. I'll be back in a bit.
All righty.
I'll keep you posted if I.
So he's back in Tennessee, which is great to be, excuse me, great for him to be there. And of course, we know that I've talked to JLR quite a few times, and he's given me permission over and over and over to continue using his streams. It's not about clicks and views. It's about awareness. We all have different people who follow us. We all have different people who share the content. This might be a small channel, but every little bit helps. Well, Douglas, it's funny you say that, because I was thinking I'm going to try now. So yeah, everybody, thank you very, very much for joining me this morning. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.